did you find LiveJasmin?
Gosh, well, I was, when I came back from, I was also in the military. I came back from the military back in the 90s, and I went to my favorite club, which was an adult club in San Diego. It helped me get over being in a war, because I was in the Persian Gulf War in 1991. I came back from the war, and me and my friends, we started going to a sort of famous club down there, really classy type club. And basically, I went there for at least 2 or 3 times a week for like 20 years. So I knew everybody. It was like a really tight group of people. We were all friends. I knew all the dancers. I'm practically almost lived there. and then eventually, the place kind of died out. And it was like, those kind of places kind of got replaced by the internet. And dancers started working online, or changing to where they could work from home instead of having to dress up every night and show up to a dressing room every day. So it kind of just transformed into that, and that's where I was like one of the last people to click over to a site like Jasmin, because I was always going to the nightclub. So it was just my thing, and so it just kind of transferred over from that. But so I've been doing, since the place kind of died out 10 years ago, I've been kind of on Jasmin since then.
Oh, wow. So you've been a member for about 10 years.
Yeah, but seriously, only like probably the last 2 or 3 years. There were some other sites I visited, I won't mention them.
Okay, wow. You've said so much that I'm just fascinated by. Well, first and foremost, you mentioned that you've also been on other sites. Out of curiosity, what are some of the differences or similarities that you see between Jasmin and other sites?
Well, Jasmin is like kind of like my club that I used to go to. It's really classy. San Diego's kind of a conservative city. It's like ruled by conservative politicians, so you can't like touch the dancers or anything like that. So it was always like, it was more classy to me. It was kind of like, it was just cool to hang out. And it also brought more beautiful women in there because I felt more appreciated. So I think that Jasmin's kind of along those lines compared to the other sites. Because it's really classy. The girls are always dressed up. They're not like, they're not just totally like out in the open naked right when you click in. They're like, really classy looking and beautifully dressed and beautiful makeup. And it's kind of like, it kind of took the place of Playboy too, because Playboy magazine and all that kind of died out too. And even the Playboy website kind of went away, and I think Jasmin's kind of replaced that too in a way.
You mentioned that you came back from a war, and going to the adult nightclub was something that helped you get through it.
Right. Yeah. I was extremely shy and introverted. I was afraid to talk to girls. I was afraid to go on dates or anything like that. So I was like, it was a comfortable place to go to that I actually grew out of my shyness by going to the adult establishment.
And have you found similar benefits with LiveJasmin?
Oh yeah, I mean, women are women everywhere, I guess. You can treat them with respect. I always try to be courteous, treat them with respect, and try to see the beauty in each person. And even when I'm just chatting, I've actually improved my writing skills by being on Jasmin. And I can't even type, really. But since I go on the site, now I can actually punch out maybe 25 words a minute.
Wow.
I failed typing in college. Like, I never passed it. Those are weird benefits, but they're still legitimate, I guess.
Absolutely, they are. What would you say is the number one benefit that you feel like you get from LiveJasmin?
I mean, just an appreciation of beauty. I mean, so you go on there and it's like, yeah, you browse around and you look at some of the different girls and you be nice, try to be polite, but but they might not strike you right away. But there's always like that one moment where you see somebody and you just like instantly fall in love. It just strikes you just like right over the top of the head. And you're just like, oh my God, I cannot leave this. I cannot leave this room. And you get stuck there and expire all your credits and but and then come back, follow you. I always usually follow up a couple day or two later and see if they remember me. Yeah, hopefully I make enough an impression that they can remember my name. But just the striking beauty of you experience. There's so many girls on the site. It has a rich diversity of girls. I'd say anybody would find somebody that they would just fall in love with instantly if they had the chance. Yeah.
So would you say it's like a sense of pleasure and beauty and joy that
discovering a jewel, discovering something that's just beautiful. I mean, a lot of guys are different, a lot of guys are different about it. I'm kind of very soft core. I'm not very not until later, but I'm not like very hardcore person. I just like just teasing and having fun that way.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite memory on Jasmine that just stands out to you? That's like connection based with a model?
I was like pretty much in one girl's room like every day for like 6 months, or maybe even a year. I just really got to know that person very well. So just become very good friends with somebody. And they know, and eventually she knew all about me. I knew all about her. It was like a really good, incredible friendship built from just a random meeting on the website. And they were from a different country. So I learned culture of Romania, different. I have a geography degree from San Diego State. So
okay,
that's another reason I like the site. There's really diversity of different countries and people, different cultures to learn about, talk to. So that close relationship just very recently ended, but it was still very rewarding. And they actually went off the site to do some work at a bar or something. I was devastated. I was kind of heartbroken. I'm sure they'll come back eventually.
Like what is it about this particular model that drew you in so much that you were chatting with her every day for 6 months?
Yeah. She was like really receptive to my likes and things that I liked and my music. She basically created a playlist of music just for me when I entered the room. She would just press the button and she would just play like my music and where would I like, and like change her clothes as soon as I got on, and just like bend over backwards. I don't think I spent that much money that she would do that just for money reasons, but it's a mutually beneficial, and she gets to hear the ins and outs of my day and the things that I had a hard time with during the day, and she listened to what I had to say. And, it's a rare find that someone would be so patient, because you're dealing with all of these other people at the same time.
It sounds like to me that it sounds like you felt really like seen and appreciated by this model. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's exactly correct. And just when they remember you and just like change their music and change their outfits and everything, just because you happen to log in, you're just like floored by that. And then you laugh and tell jokes and for an hour or two every night. Some people are afraid to include their significant others in websites like LiveJasmin, but I think if you can include your significant others in it, it just makes it better.
Have you
too.
been able to do that?
Yeah, yeah. We watch fun things together.
Yeah.
She'll comment on she comes down like at 2 a.m, like, what are you up to? I'm like, well, I'm playing chess. And she's like, no, you're not. And she clicks on there and then she goes, oh, this one's pretty. And this one has, I like her makeup or whatever.
That's cool. That's really cool.
But, yeah, she used to hang out with me at the club I used to go to. And she was friends with a lot of people there too. So, but if you can include other people in it, the more social you are, the more include other people. But it's good if you can. I mean, it's a good release even if you can't, because there's a lot of people who are suppressed in their sexuality and their desire. People need to be more open about their sexual feelings and their wants and their desires and what they like, and more they could be honest with themselves instead of like, I grew up in a really religious family, and there's a lot of that in my family and things like that. So everything's taboo, and I don't think it's any way to live. I think it's better to be more open-minded. Definitely.
Is that something that you would say the platform brings to your life? Is that ability to kind of, I guess, show and
you get to see a variety of what people like, not just yourself.
Yeah. Totally.
I don't like all of it, and they don't like all of what I like.
Right.
So but it's just a part of diversity in life, and sex is an important part of life, in my opinion. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Now I'm not afraid to talk to a beautiful woman. I'm not. But like way back, I would have been, or just afraid to talk to straight people I don't know in general. So it gave me a lot more confidence. For people who are shy, maybe some of the people who go on LiveJasmin are shy, because they're, but so it definitely helps in that area. That helped me to break out of my shell and just to have a friendship with a woman that not necessarily mean that you're gonna be lovers or whatever, but just to feel like mutually beneficial friendship, even if they're drop dead gorgeous. It makes you feel good. It just boosts your self-esteem,
So confidence might be
that's a good word. Perfect.
I love that.
You hit it on the head there. Definitely.
Good.
What I like about Jasmine too is that girl I was telling you about, they put out some really high quality videos. I mean, some amazing videos that would have been on the Playboy channel back in the 90s when I subscribed to the Playboy channel. That would be like on the Playboy video, you had to go to the video store to buy. You'd have to go down to Blockbuster to buy the Playboy video that you can just click on in 2 seconds on LiveJasmin, even if you're a guest, and you get to watch their videos. And I was amazed. I said, who made your video? It's a really good video. And she had like 2 or 3 videos. I could still go on there, and her name's still on the site, and I can watch her videos. For some reason, I can still access them. So, yeah, the videos are really cool, and they're high quality too. A lot of them really. So there's definitely somebody catches the eye of some serious modeling agency. I could see that happening. I could actually get into like really professional modeling or lingerie modeling or anything like that.
Thank you so much for an incredible interview. I love to end the interviews by asking one last question, which is, what's something in your life you're the most grateful for right now?
It comes down to love and family and beauty and just respect and appreciating life. Don't be stuck in just doing your job, but open your eyes and explore the world. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.